Welcome to Anime Watch. The anime for today is Sakamichi no Apollon, or Kids on the Slope, which is what I'll call it from now on. Now, Kids on the Slope really took me by surprise, kind of. I saw some of the, talk about it or writings about it. Not really much. I didn't know much about it. Basically, I saw an image, saw the name, Kids on the Slope. I thought, okay, this is probably just another slice of life, period type series, something about war or something probably. That's what I was thinking going into it. But then I started watching it, and it really drug me in. I did not expect to like it as much as I did, but I'll tell you right now, if I didn't say it before, if I said it before, and I'll say it again, this anime I really enjoyed it. Now, what is this anime about? You may be wondering, why would you enjoy this anime so much? First, let me get into the characters. Nishimi Kaoru, who is, smart, trained in classical music, came from a wealthy family, knows, how to play instruments, or knows how to play the piano, knows how to read classical instruments. And he comes to this town. He's been moving around a lot because, his dad is, off doing different things. He's in the military. He's gone, travels a lot. So he's always having to go to a new school. And so what he does is, he kind of shuts himself off. He doesn't really want to make new friends. He doesn't really want to interact with people. He prejudges people to be, they're going to be this way anyway, which ironically you find out, people are standoffish from him because of the way he acts, not because he's new all the time. So, he kind of learns, hey, we thought you were just in your book all the time and, didn't, kind of scary to approach. And so, he kind of learns that throughout the series, but, that's just the way he is at first. And then you have Kawabuchi Sentaro, who is basically, the tough guy, but he's not a bad guy. He's just, the tough guy at the school, the one that goes around, gets in a lot of fights. People don't want him to target them. They think, man, he's just a bully, but he's not really a bad guy. He's just a tough guy and, fights a lot. That doesn't make him bad. And you kind of learn what he's doing, who he is throughout the series, because he's one of the main characters. And then you also have Kawabuchi's, childhood friend, somebody he's known the whole time, Mukai Ritsuko. Now, Ritsuko, she's like the happy, smiling, cheerful girl. And Nishimi, he falls for her day one. He sees her and she's so nice and, gives out this positive atmosphere and attitude. And he's like, whoa, I like that. And so, it's about him. He becomes friends with her first. And then, he becomes friends with Sentaro. But it's very interesting how that plays out. Ritsuko is kind of just keeping it all together. So we're all part of a group, and they all kind of hold the group together with each other once they become friends. The story it's got jazz in it. It's set in 1960s Japan. So it's got a lot of that old jazz music in it, that good, sit back and listen to it and, just jam a little bit. Overall, Kids on the Slope is a very good series. The development of the love relationships that they had really took me by surprise, because it was hey, that person's in love. Hey, that person's in love. They're not in love anymore. They couldn't get together. They separate. She went with him. He went with her. And you're hey, these relationships actually develop. It's not hey, I love you. And then most animes you watch, the person likes her. Nothing happens. It's just, oh, I like her. Oh, I like her. And then the same stupid thing happens every episode where, oh, we're going to get close together. We're going to blush. We're going to look away from each other. I like him. She likes her, or he likes her, whatever. And nothing really happens. It's just the same thing from episode one, and it just keeps repeating itself every episode. This doesn't happen in this series. In this series, the relationship start, they move on with the relationship a little bit. Either it works out or it don't, and it goes from there. It's not one of those just typical anime. It's kind of they're trying to follow kind of real life scenarios to a little bit. So I really liked it. There was funny parts in it. There was drama in it. There was, all around a good time watching it. So if you haven't seen Kids on the Slope, I recommend you go see Kids on the Slope. Now, one of the greatest things about this series has to be the music. I mean, just the jazz going, especially when they have their jam sessions. I mean, this series actually had me stopping the series sometimes, going back, watching a jam session again, just to hear them jam. Now, that doesn't happen often. But plenty of times throughout this series, I'm just like, pause, I enjoy doing that. Now, this anime, I learned some stuff. And I didn't learn a lot, but you'll learn some stuff if you want to, you know, looking up jazz musicians, basically. Because they use real life, well, they're dead now, but they use real musicians, real jazz musicians. So, I mean, there was one song he was playing one part of, and I was like, yo, I wanna hear that. What is that? And I went and looked it up, jammed to it for a couple days. I was like, man, this like animes that have me go do stuff after the anime is over, I can't knock them for that, because you put me on to something I wasn't on to. So that's pretty much a good thing. Yeah. If you haven't seen Kids on the Slope, Sakamichi no Apollon, it's probably not how you pronounce it. But if you haven't seen Kids on the Slope, go check it out. I definitely recommend it. I guarantee you'll enjoy it. It'll be a comforting sit down. You know, you'll listen to some good music. You'll see a good story. You'll watch a good anime. Kids on the Slope. It's good. That's it for this episode of Anime Watch. I'm sure you enjoyed it.